social media dafa am both positive
and negative. Yeah.
Wow, even dafa dem ba léegi sax there is what we call addiction, like addiction in social media. Wow, nga dem ba you are dang am that obsession.
Man maa ngi am benn
obsession pour be in the social media. So ko defut, you tend to have some anxiety and all those things. Then there is a lot of bullying that goes in social media today, which is also another problem in social media. And then that can loop people into depression, anxiety, or even a lot of stress. Then social media, it has two pillars. It has both positive and negatives. If you are unfortunately be in the negative zone, it has some quite negative impact on you because nit ku génna wax on ordeal sam. It has some positive impact because kenn dina si jàng.
Exactly.
That's one thing. Why along the way kenn na ko bully on that, like as Omar Lumo highlight. That's the negative bit of it. Moo tax saa yu nekk nit suy ñëw pour wax something about lu ko dal. That they understand, sometimes they understand all those factors. Because when you I'm not consequence because it's a conscious decision where def. Why mine is more into the positive. Belolo ko de push munyu wako. So that to avert others going through the same pain. Hamna nesa dafa muji am the negative impact because mun nga romba kene kii leen fi lii woon understand nga o ngay ñu bëgg laa takka sax kenn bëgg laa takka yow yaay takka understand nga all because society dafa am num tëddoo understand waaye nag if you're strong enough to come out dafa mean ne that individual work na on him or herself until be mun a come out, because to come out is not easy. It's not easy on anybody, even us as doctors or any other person, because human being dafa am this protective aspect of his integrity. Naturally, human being, ñun ñoom dañ dee bëgg a keep our integrity, our self-esteem, our ego. Waaye so su la dara dalee ba nga mun a ñëw ba génn, the best thing is for people to encourage you. Unfortunately, the setbacks are there. Why other people who are level-minded should definitely encourage you. Understand? Pour nga, help others, and then I'm going to come out of it proper. That's the essence of it. Why bullying is one of the main issues, especially for young kids. Last time I was listening to the radio, some of the students highlighting something very remarkable. When it come like even the students, some of them, they are going to school, maybe they are using mobile. Okay, write nga something, jow nga kena, or def nga a picture bo xamne sa colleague gis nako. Mu ngi la blackmail on that ne dama ko wax kii na yéen yow da ngaa nekk classe understand nga your whole mind is xam nga yaa ngi concentrate si kooku noonu yow loolu kan te loolu doo ñëw wax ko sa yaay because da nga def loo xam ne dafa xala bad understand nga then da nga ko keep to yourself and then it's taking you down. Then these are some of these quite setbacks in social media that we recognize, and then that's why we are trying to help young people understand you limit to know their boundaries. Even it has to start from families. So, even in some developed countries, then they ensure even the phones that the child is using, some limitations. You have to cover def. Don't muna duga fi, don't muna duga fi. Protect la, pour help la, because of you're not that matured enough to handle all those information. But unfortunately, sometimes in a certain here, sometimes all these things and it's exposed to anything. And then the other aspect is even pornography, which we've seen young people now addicting to that. Understand? And it all comes to this social media again because it's too accessible. Then families have a lot of roles to do, parents, understand, to ensure their kids are not exposed to the negative aspect. So provide those access, assist ko, understand, get into the right platforms, mun si jëriñoo rather than mu exposed to those things because so exposed xale la so do xam nu moo spirale out then these are things that families and it has to start from families and then su demee ba families feel ne come like my child is hooked or even schools they should now invite the mental health specialist or mental health practitioner to assist the child. That's why one thing I see very important in the Gambia, which we have to look into Monica school mental health, because now most of us kids spend almost 75% of the time in school. Your parents nanga yóbbu ko jël si ko 5 yaa ngi sona understand it's within the school then school bi does the teaching does the parenting and everything then the teacher bi tamit dafa war a mun a am the ability to pick subtle issues and then invite specialists you assist them. Then you pick them while they're young. Once you pick those things, let me tell you, lot of things can be averted. Even in the psychiatric hospital, when I look at the perspective, the young people that are there, I can tell you 90% of them, they went through school. And then they were not picked. And then it goes from home because my parents are quite busy trying to fish out, get food on the table, school, you are there. On for a system, be understand maybe they're not picking those things until now you are into substance issue, until now you have psychosis. That's the time that everybody gets up. Understand why I think a problem it was there a long time.
I agree.
But have been picked. And then once we picked it, understand, then we will have less people in those stage. That's where that's the hammer, that's the where I think as a developing country, loolu leen war a gën a focus.
Foog naa ne yéen da ngeen war a binda loolu noonu. Mu nekk a recommendation boo xamante ne at the college level dañoo include that to the training of the teacher.
Exactly.
Dañoo mun a pick up wala mandarga yoo xamante ne you know nit bu moo bàyyi line bi rek dañ ko mun a xàmmee. Waaye bu laa laajte rek bara Omar di ñëw ñu ngi jamono boo xamante ne vidéo kii dañ dee leak ak nataal yi. You guys deal with that ak naka ngeen dee mun a jàppale those kind of people.
Yes, you see.
Comme tey Ibrahima waroon toog rek gis vidéo am si.
wala gaay unit la ñu ne la 100,000 nga maa unit wala ma unit la affaire bi.
Yes, loolu laa doon explain about blackmail and all these things. Dafa am emotional reactions on the individual. Léegi it's about that individual one pour mu at least confide to somebody who will help to see a counselor or even see your parents. There must be a let out, a pathway, kula muna assist, or you yourself come to see a specialist or a therapist who assist la. Then we see how best we can help you. But the best way to deal with blackmails is to deal with the person directly, because once the blackmail is out, some of these emotional things all comes out. While once that person is following you with this blackmailing, or your picture is there, and then your tembugulo mufeng, and then mongla keep going, then you still will have some issues because don't nella what, and so nella would then that spiral to depression, anxiety, or even you become disoriented. Then in blackmailing, the best thing is to at least see the source and then try to work out from the source. And then, because Sula need the blackmail, okay, like for instance, maybe you're married or you are in a relationship and you do something, something, okay, I'm want a wife. Or once you go to your wife, then the blackmail becomes irrelevant anymore. Because target a money on key muna extort from you, understand? From woman or something.
But imagine nit ku am nit nga wara dem sa parents wala des man nit am na ku ko amé di ko halataat.
Why one thing you need to understand, you see, when you have two evils, you have to choose the lesser evil. Well, xam nga two evils nga am. Like, okay, yow def nga something wrong, when you feel nga it was wrong, be dem na. Keneen amee na ko. Kooku is another evil tamit. Léegi yow looy bañ ñu sa parent xam ko all in. then I think the easiest thing is to tell your parents because sa parent tam lu métti moo la jur.
Yeah.
Sa jabar tam lu métti yow jëkkëram nga. Because moom tamit image am daf dey reflect on you because ñun ñëpp dañu dey reflect our image on one another. So bàyyi xel moo tax sa even sa brother su sigee su amee yenn behavior danga ko control bul def lii because danga dey feel not for him waaye nu moo def impact bu moo am on you. You understand because danga dey feel ne dafa am impact on your self esteem on your self ego. Understand?
Yeah.
The same thing sa jabar tam dafa am that mu ngi am reflection on you because moom tamit definitely du wane okay jëkkëram moo def lii jëkkëram then dina work with you xëy na su la xasa o lii ak lii understand nga waaye dina work with you to quell that and then di nga am sa peace then you deal with your wife understand in your own space or you deal with your parents in your own space. That's the best way to handle it because the stressor must be dealt with in terms of blackmailing. It's very important.
Donc it's very very important wax nga solo blackmailing bi bari na si dëkk bi waa wax ne sax bari na si àdduna bi ndax man am na ku ma xam
ku la blackmail
non am na góor bu ma xam dafa musa blackmail benn cepe so mu ñëw mu explain na ma ko so moom loolu la day use di threaten cepe bi anytime su ko liggéey daf ko seen rek ma ne daf foo nekka seen ko so ñëwutee am ko dugal Facebook. Tepe bi foog naa papa xam is it police la woon I don't know top ranka la woon bugut kooku donc jigéen boobu dafa demoon ba kooku nekkatutoon. Man maa mujjee fi bu sax dem ba lijjanti ma ne ko uy ma kii du def dara su la ooyee bul dem su la ko senee bul dem du ko def dara kooku daf ma ñaanal dog man mënuma understand soo di ñaax jigéen ñi rek. soo leen demee seeti seen i góor ak ki si lu lii tamit dog nañ am barrières nañ bàyyi di seen nataal dañ ko bàyyi di ko seen xam naa ne dañ wik xaw ma laka la man mënuma understand waaye benn góor bu mu la wax ne seen ma sa picco ku la ne seen ma sa picco wax ko yónnee ma sa bos njëkk non it should be fair seen ma seen la very simple but ñoom rek ñoo dee seen nag neexut ñoom ñoo dee seen nañ bàyyi di senaate you know so yeah lan ndax lu jot a wax am na dara loo fi laajte dog you know dañ bàyyi di yónnee nataal yi.
Well man but I have something to add up regarding depression and anxiety because fii si Gambia bi daf ñu dee affect lu bëri especially ñun youth si okay and sometimes society it contributes lu tax mu dee gën a worse and with social media man I feel like social media whatever story that you have to tell out there you have to understand that it's either gonna motivate someone or it's gonna discourage someone.
Definitely.
Okay so lépp looy def si social media bi always na rafet because soo ko posté nit yi nañ ko gis nit yi nañ ko view ak nu mu irrelevant il faut mu am kenn ku ko view ok and na si jàngee dara li nga xamante ne ëllëg na ko amal njëriñ wala ëllëg du ko amal njëriñ ok so man I always say ñu fa nekkal social media bi ñu nekk si biti foofu always nañ seetaat bu baax lan lañ nekk di sànni si social media bi because it's affecting us okay and the second thing is society bi especially women already society bi daf ñu dee wax ne yow góor nga hey warloo def lii hey danga warloo jooy yow lu xew yi fi góor yi fi jigéen yi may la xam nga and nit su depressé wala moom anxiety always man I feel like you need to talk to someone if you cannot talk to someone go and do something that makes you happy be in a very positive environment loolu rek daf la dee mën a jàppale sax pour that anxiety or depression you're going through dina dem but I feel like ñun nuñ ko dee handle it's bad it's not good okay mooy taay bi mooy sàcca bi because amuloo dem back way bi xam nga that's not how you handle it okay and that's loolu nekkut ne amuloo lifin you have a choice nekkut ne loolu choice boobu rek nga am you have a lot of choice in ways you can handle depression okay all these things that you are doing it's never gonna help you permanently it's a temporal thing taay booy jël danga ko jël nga maan ok yaa ngi cool nga bàyyi ko depression bi ñëwaat nga jëlaat ko nga mandi at some point daf laa sonal because even smoking sa bopp si boppam sa long si su yàggee dafa yaagu okay so I always tell my followers out there this is not the way to handle depression. Okay, whenever you feel like you're depressed or anxiety, go talk to people. People like Doc is here. Okay, they're available.
Yeah.
So I always feel like they should go and express themselves rather than you denc ko ñoom in seen biir xol and at some point mu laa sonal. And tamit always suma fellow youths yi always have patience. Okay, always have patience. Life is not a 100-meter race. Okay, ku nekk da nga am sa lane.
That's true.
Okay, and life you need to build. Okay, and building doesn't just take one day. It doesn't take 1 month. It doesn't take 1 year. It takes years for nga build sa bopa.
That's true. That's
okay?
true.
So, small fellow you see, please, dam leen di ñaan, be patient. Okay, and start building instead of you guys searching or ngeen di daw. Because amuñ njëriñ. Okay? Build, have a timeline. Tey soo jógee si dee bi xamal loo war a def ak loo war a def. Okay? Rather than, because leen tamit laa seetlu si Gambia bi. People work based on their moods, but not based on their daily plans or based on their timeline. Okay? Tey mun ngaa gën a xam nit ki. Okay? But koo gën a xam sax mu ngi progress more than you because of moom nu mu nekk di buildee foundation am bi. Okay? Yow dangaa jóg dem liggéey tey sa nga ne man suma yaram bi tey neexul daal ba ma toog waaye keneen ki moom am na timetable am de. moom nelaw na ak loolu ëllëg su jógee xam na lu mu war a def xam na fu mu war a commencer am na daily target but yow amuloo benn daily target you work based on your mood tey suma yaram bi neexul wala nga dem liggéey sax man tey I don't feel like working nga toog relax and loolu fu mu laa yóbbee du la yóbbee fenn at some point di nga gis kooku mu ngay evolve and yaa ngi foofu ba léegi and you start getting depressed and yëpp it comes back to no planning and no building sa boppa so always, it's never too late. Okay? Go back to school, jàngaleen métier, do whatever that you have to do, but always build. Build yourself up as a human being. Okay?